Q6997. On final approach to landing, a faster than normal indicated airspeed should be used when A. Turbulent conditions exist. B. Ambient temperatures are above 90 F. C. Landing at airports above 5,000 feet MSL with above standard temperature conditions. The correct answer is A. Turbulent conditions. Turbulence can cause rapid fluctuations in airspeed and affect the stability of the aircraft. By flying at a faster indicated airspeed, the pilot maintains a higher energy state, which helps to mitigate the effects of turbulence. The additional speed provides a buffer against sudden airspeed variations and helps maintain better control of the aircraft during turbulent conditions. 7001. One reason a student tends to round out high during landing is A. Changing focus gradually. B. Focusing on references too far ahead. C. Focusing on references that are too close or looking directly down. The correct answer is C. During the landing phase, it is crucial for the pilot to have a proper visual reference to judge the height and distance from the runway. Focusing on references that are too close or looking directly down can lead to a higher perception of height than the actual height above the runway. This can result in a tendency to round out the aircraft's flare or pitch attitude too high, causing the aircraft to float or remain airborne rather than smoothly transitioning to the touchdown. 7002. What could be a result of a student focusing too far ahead during a landing approach? A. Reactions will be either too abrupt or too late. B. Rounding out too high and developing an excessive sink rate. C. Difficulty in judging the closeness of the ground resulting in a nose-first touchdown. The correct answer is C. During a landing approach, it is crucial for the pilot to have a good sense of the aircraft's position relative to the ground. By focusing too far ahead, the student pilot may lose the necessary visual cues that indicate the aircraft's proximity to the ground. As a result, they may misjudge the height above the runway and fail to properly flare the aircraft for landing. Flaring is the process of smoothly transitioning from the descent to a level flight attitude just above the runway. It involves gradually raising the nose of the aircraft to reduce the descent rate and allow for a smooth touchdown. However, if the student pilot is unable to accurately perceive the distance to the ground due to focusing too far ahead, they may not initiate the flare at the appropriate moment. As a consequence, the aircraft may continue descending with a nose-down attitude, leading to a nose-first touchdown. This type of landing is undesirable because it can result in a harder impact on the nose wheel or propeller in the case of a propeller-driven aircraft, potentially causing damage to the aircraft and compromising safety. 7005. What normally results from excessive airspeed on final approach? A. Bouncing. B. Floating. C. Ballooning. The correct answer is B. During the final approach, an aircraft is typically descending towards the runway to prepare for landing. Maintaining an appropriate airspeed is essential for a safe and controlled landing. If the aircraft is traveling too fast, it is said to have excessive airspeed. When an aircraft has excessive airspeed on final approach, it means that it is moving faster than the recommended speed for landing. This can happen due to factors such as a misjudgment of the approach or failure to properly configure the aircraft for landing. The excess airspeed affects the aerodynamics of the aircraft during the landing phase. Specifically, it creates additional lift, reducing the descent rate, and causing the aircraft to float or remain airborne longer than intended. This prolonged floating is a result of the increased lift generated by the higher airspeed. Floating can be problematic because it extends the landing rollout distance, potentially leading to overshooting the desired touchdown point or running out of runway. It also increases the risk of landing long and not having sufficient runway left to safely stop the aircraft within the available space. 7006. What normally results from misjudging the rate of sink during a landing? A. Floating. B. Ballooning. C. Poor directional control. The correct answer is B. During a landing, it is crucial for the pilot to accurately judge the rate of sink, which refers to the descent rate of the aircraft as it approaches the runway. Misjudging the rate of sink means that the pilot incorrectly assesses the speed at which the aircraft is descending. If the pilot underestimates the rate of sink, the aircraft will come in with a higher descent rate than anticipated. As a result, when the aircraft reaches the runway, it will experience a sudden increase in lift, causing it to balloon back up into the air. This ballooning effect occurs because the increased lift counteracts the higher descent rate, temporarily delaying the aircraft's touchdown. Ballooning can be dangerous because it prolongs the landing and may result in the aircraft touching down at an unintended location or with excessive vertical speed. It can also lead to a harder landing or an increased risk of bouncing, which can compromise the safety of the aircraft and its occupants.